Hi, boys and girls. Today we're going to talk about our fourth text structure. We've already covered chronological order, cause and effect, and the last one that we just covered was descriptive. Today we're going to work on compare and contrast. So there are a couple of reasons that an author might use compare and contrast. If an author is going to write about more than one type of animal or type of person or job, then they might use compare and contrast. If they were just writing about one, they might use the descriptive text structure. So if the author finds similarities and differences in people, places, or things they are writing about, then that's when you can identify that it is a compare and contrast text structure. There are some words that you might see as you're reading, as we're reading this piece today, and it's called Cats versus Dogs. But you might see words like, unlike, both, also, most, but, whereas, however, similar, as well as, to, same, different, on the other hand. Yet, those are just a few of the words that you might see as we're reading today, and those might let you know whether the cats and the dogs are being compared or contrasted. So, on a sheet of paper, a blank sheet of paper or a dry erase board or whatever you have, you are going to make two circles that look like the circles below, and they're going to kind of overlap. It's called a Venn diagram. And so on one side of the Venn diagram, you're going to put cats, and on the other side, you're going to put dogs. And as we read, you're going to think about you're going to list things that are only specific to cats in the cat section, and things that are only specific to dogs in the dog section. And then right down the center, you're going to list anything that both of them have, any characteristics or anything that's described that both of them have. And some questions that might help you think about the passages that you are reading, whether it be the one we read today or even later on when you're trying to identify the compare and contrast text structure, is what is being compared. So what two items, or sometimes there's more than two items that are being compared, how are they similar and how are they different? And sometimes you might even just be asked to compare things, but anytime you're asked to compare, that means compare and contrast. You're looking for the similarities and the differences. So we are reading this book, Cats versus Dogs, today, and you should have your diagram, your Venn diagram, already drawn out so that you're ready to go. And that can be on a dry erase board or scrap piece of paper, whichever you prefer. And it's going to kind of look like this. And one side's going to be labeled cats, and the other side's going to be labeled dogs. And then this space in the middle is the space you're going to use for anything that describes both cats and dogs. Dogs and cats are the most popular pets in the world. Some people think dogs are our finest friends. Others believe cats are perfect pets. So one thing I could add in the center is that cats and dogs are both pets. Find out which animal has the smoothest moves, the best hearing, and can do the smartest tricks. No matter who your favorite is, one thing is certain: fur will fly in this battle of the pets. Who has the scariest relatives? Dogs and cats may seem like opposites. That's because they have very different family trees. Millions of years ago, a fox-like predator prowled the plains hunting for meat. This animal is called Eucyon davasi. Was an early relative of the canines we see today. Pet words. Canine, a group of meat-eating animals that includes the domestic dog, wolf, fox, jackal, and coyote. Predator, an animal that hunts for other animals for food. Domesticated, the condition an animal changed from being wild to living closely with humans. Wolves, coyotes, jackals, and dogs are all related to this ancestor. These animals hunt and live in packs in the wild. All cats, from the mighty tiger to the common house cat, evolved from a small cat-like creature that lived 12 million years ago. This animal is called Felis attaca. Big cats, like lions, tigers, and jaguars, can't purr like small cats do. Pet words evolve to change or develop naturally over long periods of time. Feline, a group of meat-eating mammals that includes the domesticated cat, lion, tiger, lynx, and cheetah. Later, the feline family split into two groups. One group evolved into smaller cats like pumas, lynxes, and house cats. The other evolved into big cats like tigers, lions, and leopards. Big cats are some of the world's most fearsome predators. In a head-to-head battle, a wolf would be no match for a lion or a tiger. So on your Venn diagram, you might want to list the types of animals that a dog is related to and then the types of animals a cat is related to. Senses. Whose nose knows best? Dogs and cats have super sensing powers that have been passed down from their ancestors. Powerful senses have helped them survive. Weird but true fact, some dog breeds can sniff out mold, insects, drugs, and even cancer. Now, that's a knowing nose. Sniff, sniff, a dog smells the fur. It gets a lot more information from a sniff than we do. Dogs have about 220 million sense cells. That's twice as many as cats and 40 times more than humans. Cell, the basic building block of a living thing. Large plants and animals are made up of trillions of cells. Who's got an ear for everything? A mouse scurries inside a hole in the wall. A human may not have heard a sound, but a passing cat probably did. Humans can hear sounds up to 20,000 hertz, a measurement of how high or low pitched a sound is. Dogs can hear twice that, but cats' hearing is king. They can pick up an ear-splitting 60,000 hertz. This means cats hear many sounds that humans and even dogs would never notice. Hertz are a unit of measurement for sound. So you might want to include in your Venn diagram, and this is going to be the last thing that I'm going to tell you to include in there, and then at the end, you're going to take a picture of your Venn diagram and then upload it onto Seesaw. So you might want to include that dogs can hear up to 40,000 hertz, and then on the cat side, you might want to put cats can hear 60,000 hertz. Who serves up supper? House cats are deadly hunters. Sometimes cat owners will open their front door and find a surprise, a dead animal. Cats often bring some gifts to their owners, like birds, lizards, or mice that they've killed. You might have preferred a pizza, but your cat is just following its instincts. Dogs might bring home the newspaper, but cats bring home dinner fit for a feline. Instincts. Behavior that animals are born knowing to do. Who's a pickier eater? Dogs and cats usually eat pet food that's especially made for them. In the wild, cats are carnivores. They eat only meat. Cats need 5 times more protein than dogs do. Dogs are carnivores too, but pooches aren't as picky. In the wild, dogs and wolves sometimes snack on plant matter like grass and fruit. Carnivore is animals that eat other animals. Protein is a nutrient in meat that is an important part of all living things. Communication. Who has a tattletale? Both cats and dogs show how they're feeling with their tails. When cats hold their tails straight up, they're happy to see you. A twitchy tail means a cat is ready to pounce. Cats sweep their tails from side to side when they're feeling excited or aggressive. Happy dogs wag their tails from side to side and round like a propeller. When dogs are scared, they tuck their tail between their legs. If dogs are unsure about something, they keep their tails low and wag them close to their bodies. Dogs hold their tails still and upright when they sense danger. This means trouble might be coming. So, who's the best at telling more tales with their tails? Dogs have more ways of using their tails to communicate than cats. A frightened dog tucks its ears down and hunches its back to appear smaller. Who's the chattiest? Dogs and cats don't use words, but they have a wide range of sounds to tell how they're feeling. Consult this cat dictionary to see what your cat is telling you. Purr. The sound signals kitty's happiness. It means a cat is feeling comfortable and safe. Meow. Cats have different meows that say many things. Each sound can have a different meaning, like feed me, pet me, or hey there. Yowl. Some cats make a long wailing sound to get the attention of their owners or other cats. Hiss. This is a sound that cats make when trying to defend themselves. They raise their upper lips to show their teeth and blow out a jet of air. Growl. This low sound made in the back of a cat's throat means stay away. Dogs have a wide range of sound to say what's on their minds. Don't speak, dog? This dog dictionary can help. Dogs are related to animals that live in packs. Communication is an important part of pack life. Dogs need to use these sounds frequently to chat with other pooches or their owners. Wolves howl to communicate with pack members or give warnings to rival packs. A pack is a group of canines that live and hunt together. A whine. Puppies give this high-pitched distress call. If they are alone or hungry, it tells mom to come help. Adult dogs whine to express their pain or fear. Yip. Dogs make this sound when feeling playful or when they want some attention. Bark. Dogs bark when they're bored, excited, or trying to find other dogs. They also use this sound to warn of strangers approaching. Howl. Dogs howl when they're lonely or to make contact with family members. Growl. When dogs make this sound with their ears held back, they're usually upset, tense, or angry. The winner? Dogs. Who's the bigger sleepyhead? Dogs sleep 12 hours a day on average. Older dogs or puppies might sleep more. Working breeds like boxers and collies don't need as much shut-eye. Cats sleep about 18 hours a day, but unlike humans, cats sleep lightly, waking up every several minutes. That's where the term cat nap comes from. The winner? Cats. Who's the cleanest? Cats spend over half their time licking themselves. A cat's tongue is rough like sandpaper. It's covered with backward-facing spines that turn the tongue into a mini brush. Dogs lick themselves too, but much less often than cats. Dogs' smooth tongues lack the spines that make cats' tongues a great grooming tool. That's why dogs can use a little help from their owners to get them squeaky clean. Who's the most athletic? Cats are great climbers. They love to perch in trees, on refrigerators, or even rooftops. They can jump long distances and almost always land on their feet. Still, when it comes to going the distance, dogs are hard to beat. Some breeds are able to run or work all day. Sled dogs in the famous Iditarod race run 1,110 miles through the Alaskan wilderness. Both dogs and cats are capable of outstanding physical features. They just have different talents. So if I'm looking at this page, and this is a great page because there's a couple different words, but this word still lets me know that there is a difference between these cats and dogs, and it's kind of transitioning from one to the next, but then it has the word both, so it lets me know that there is a similarity between cats and dogs. Who is the most social? Most dogs like to hang out with other dogs. This trait was passed down from wolves, which live in packs. Many dog owners take their dogs to places where they can have active social lives. Most cats are loners. In order to get along, cats usually have to be raised together. Cats might like to cuddle with their favorite humans, but they leave the pet parties to the dogs. The Venn diagram that I'm creating on a piece of paper is getting pretty full, so if you need some extra space, you could kind of branch outside of your circles just to give you some extra space to write down some of the things, the characteristics that cats have and then that dogs have. The final showdown. Who comes in the greatest number of shapes and sizes? Cats haven't changed much from their wild ancestors. Scientists think that cats started living with humans about 9,000 years ago. Cats were useful for catching pests that raided food supplies. Today, there are about 80 breeds of cats. The biggest difference among cat breeds is the length, color, and feel of their coats. Mixed breed cats are the most popular cat variety. Only 2% of pet cats in the United States are pure breeds. We have Persian cats, Sphynx cats, Maine Coon cats, and Siamese cats. More than 15,000 years ago, humans and wolves started living together side by side. Eventually, humans tamed the pups into the world's first domesticated animal, the dog. Over the years, people have bred dogs for specific tasks like guarding, herding, and companionship. The result, dogs of all different shapes and sizes. There are more than 400 dog breeds recognized around the world. So there are way more dog breeds than cat breeds. And so you might just want to put that in your Venn diagram. Some of the types of dogs are greyhounds or beagles, Yorkshire Terrier, which Ren is. All right, by now your Venn diagram should have a lot of information about cats and dogs and their similarities and their differences. So that middle section on your Venn diagram should be all the similarities between the two, and then the section about cats is the characteristics or the things that are only true to be about cats, and then the same thing in the section about dogs, only the things that are important about dogs. So now that you have your Venn diagram, you're going to take a picture of it, and you are going to upload that picture onto Seesaw. And then after you upload that picture to Seesaw, you are just going to do a voiceover, and you're going to explain to me how you can identify if an author is using the compare and contrast text structure, and then you're also going to describe how that might be helpful